Welcome back, guys. Right now we have my top 10 favourite games of all time. Remember, you can chat with the WG crew on Facebook. You can see previous episodes and bloopers on the YouTube channel, and we also have a podcast called the WG Cast.
At number 10 is Eternal Sonata. The game is set within the dreams of Chopin and obviously very musically themed. Throw in the best turn-based battle system in any game and a vibrant colour scheme, and you have my favourite JRPG of all time.
Don't throw this one away, okay?
At number 9 is Spec Ops: The Line. I didn't know much about the game before I sat down to play it, and didn't get back up until I finished the entire story in one sitting. The excellent combat, sometimes beautiful environments, and great voice acting still comes second to the almost perfect storytelling.
I am a long time ago, Captain. What about you?
At number 8 is Super Smash Bros. Melee. The series is known for its multiplayer, and while it is arguably the best in the series, there was also plenty of interesting single-player content too. A hefty roster of characters to choose, and items to use cements this game in my top 10. At number 7 is Crackdown. This was one of the first games I got for my Xbox 360, and the first that showed me the capabilities of Xbox Live. Although fantastically buggy, I had a lot of fun leaping over buildings in a single bound, driving vehicles up walls, and blowing everything up, all with a co-op partner. At number 6 is Wonder Boy in Monsterland. One of my earliest gaming memories, Wonder Boy in Monsterland may be a bit simple, but it's still just as fun to try and beat today as it was over 15 years ago. In my number 5 position is Counter-Strike Source. Really, any of the games in the franchise could have made it to the list, as I've played way too many hours of each one. Counter-Strike Source stands out as many days have been wasted playing jailbreak maps or other community servers. Moving on, we have Skate 2. I was tossing up between putting Tony Hawk Underground in this position or Skate 2, but ultimately went with a game that had a fresh new control scheme, tons of content, and one of the best online experiences I've had in any game of any genre. At number 3 is Kirby Superstar. This game contains not one, but 8 fantastic Kirby stories, and although they're all pretty easy, they're still awesome to play with a friend. This game is being re-released on the DS Wii and Wii U, with even more games added to it. At number 2 is Dota 2. I'm not sure if I should be embarrassed or proud to say that my playtime for Dota 2 adds up to over a month. Yet I can honestly say that this action real-time strategy, or multiplayer online battle arena, or whatever you want to call it, is some of the most satisfying gaming I've ever had.
What does a hero?
And my number 1 favourite game is a tie between Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. Although it's kind of a cop-out to have both, New Vegas felt like a really big expansion to Fallout 3 in the best possible way. Whether it was Mojave Desert or Washington DC, there was always so many side missions to do, crazy weapons to use, and super mutants to blow the heads off. Fallout 4 can't come soon enough.
So it may have been a little bit of a cop-out to have 2 games as my number 1 position.
Little
except
bit.
Just a,
You
just a,
can't
just
have
a tad.
2.
They're more or less the same game at least.
Which one would you put first?
Fallout 3, only because I played it first, and I really didn't actually like Fallout New Vegas until I started really getting into the story and stuff like that.
Even though there was subtle changes between the two, I had a hard time getting to New Vegas originally as well.
Yeah, I just picked it up recently and started going through and trying to get do all the quests and stuff like that, and it's really good. Are there any other games on the list that either of you have played?
Skate 2, because I practically broke my back doing that back in season 1 or 2, whenever that was.
Yeah, well, way back when in season
Back in the
2.
day.
Yeah, I played Skate 2 like the most out of like any of the games in the series, and it's a really good skate game. All right, but right now we're going to Chris's interview with the Civ people at Gamescom.
What's up guys, Chris here, Gamescom 2014, and we're here to see Sid Meier's Civilization Beyond Earth. I'm so excited about seeing this game. You wouldn't usually see me in front of camera, but I gotta do this. Let's go in and talk to the developers now.
Beyond Earth is a new science fiction entry in the Civilization family of games. You'll lead a colony from Earth to settle an alien world and write the next chapter for humanity.
So I'm here down at Gamescom 2014 in Cologne, Germany with Will Miller, the co-lead designer for Civilization Beyond Earth. Honor and a privilege. How's your show been?
It's been very busy. I've just been stuck in this room the whole time, though. So
Yeah.
I hope
It's a
you've
bit
seen
like
some
that.
good stuff.
Well, we've had the opposite. We've been in every room in the show, but we haven't actually seen much of the show. So you're here showing Civ. We saw it at E3. We've seen the demo here at Gamescom. Do you want to just tell the people at home what new stuff you're showing?
Well, for Gamescom, we're excited to debut our fungal biome. This is one of the 3 environments that we've provided with this game. It's I think the most off-the-wall environment you can play in. We have the lush biome, which you've seen before. That's the more terrestrial-looking one. There's the arid biome, the desert, which is sort of straight out of Dune. And then there's this one, which is just totally wild. And it was a lot of fun to make, and we're excited to show it. This is Fort Miller, a military station. If we set up a trade route with them, we'll receive a powerful siege unit for our military. And here we have a new alien life form, the siege worm. This can destroy tile improvements just by passing through them, and they're very hard to kill with just one military unit.
No, it's interesting. The move away from obviously historical scenarios on Earth to sci-fi, I imagine it opens up a whole lot of opportunities for you guys as designers.
It's been really exciting, and it's kind of paralysis by analysis at the very beginning. You really have to hone what it is you want to say and do in the game, but it really has let us explore the Civ mechanics in a new context that's not constrained by history. Things like the nonlinear nature of the technology progression, the tech web, right?
Moving from a technology singular
That's
line
right.
to tree to a web where you can discover your own tree.
Yes,
It's amazing. It's
and I
amazing.
can't tell you that went in very early, and it's gone through many iterations. But being able to dictate your own trajectory through that web and not researching every technology over the course of the game, but only maybe 60 or 70%.
Yeah.
Not only does it let you play more flexibly,
Well,
right?
unique to your own playstyle.
Unique to your own playstyle, but it gives this replayability to the game that previously wasn't there, and it
I don't know
really
about
has
that.
fundamentally changed how the thing works.
I would say Civ 5 is quite replayable.
Well, it is absolutely. But
I'm not ashamed to say I've clocked 700 hours on that game.
Wow.
I love me some Civ.
Okay.
I'll tell you that. Now, one thing I wanted to ask was, Civ 5 is basically its own platform at this point. You've had both the giant expansions, Gods and Kings, Brave New World. You've expanded upon it to a point where this game is just massive. It's amazing. It's huge. How do you convince players to take a step to something which is it's a single product? It's not the fully fledged, expanded upon giant experience that we're used to with Civ 5.
Right, so this is a new franchise. Beyond Earth is brand new franchise. It doesn't have the expansions that traditional Civ 5 does. It doesn't have all the patches. But when Civ 5 came out after Civ 4, it was the same way.
Yeah, exactly.
We always treat our games as living products, and we rely on our fan base and our community to help us develop these games. Even when we're developing them, before they've been announced, we have a core group of people that helps. After they're out in the wild, we watch and we listen, and we're really excited to see how people play this game so that we can continue to refine it and make it better.
Yeah, that'll affect how you patch the game, new features. You saw that with Civ 5. Like, it changed so much. One thing that I think really illustrates that is the tech tree. You were able to hop from one tech to another, essentially breaking the mechanics with wonders that give you free technologies. And you guys saw that. I spoke to I can't remember what his name was. He was doing the talk earlier. I spoke to him about it, and he said that he took the players' telemetry and used that to base it off the patches. Really impressive. And obviously your community is the Civ community.
Oh yeah, they're great. A little scary, but they're really great, and they know the game so well. And I think to them, what we're asking is to step back a little bit from their expectations of Civ 5. We've tried to ease the transition for them by, not moving the buttons around too much, and the basic way you interact with the game is very similar, but it is an entirely new game, and it's a game that you have to relearn and remaster. And we're asking to take a step back and, with an open mind, experience Beyond Earth as a brand new game.
You mentioned the layout. I always tell people about how you can experience the game over time. Like I first picked up Civ a couple of years ago, and I didn't know a single thing about it. And 700 hours later, I'm always finding new things, but it never feels like they're hidden away from me. It always feels like I'm discovering something. So you guys do such a great job.
Well, thank you. And I think I'm going to attribute this quote to Brian Reynolds, although I'm not sure if he said it. Brian would say that the game is the UI. And we really believe that's the way you interact with the game, and that's one of the most important parts. Our UI team, Whitney Bell and Tronster Hartley, have done an amazing job at crafting the user experience, taking all the things we've learned from the previous Civs and making something that was very familiar to Civ players, but to refine things that needed refinement and making a style that's unique to Beyond Earth.
Sure you guys love it. Well, I'm really excited for the game. Can't wait to play it. I've been waiting a long time for this, but thanks much.
It's a pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you.